Welcome back, viewers. Thank you for all the support that you guys have given us on our last video on YouTube. We appreciate everything that you guys are doing for us, all the likes, the comments. It's just doing so much for us. So today we have S65, all right, S63. Guess I made a mistake there, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to detailing BMWs because looks like Mercedes are not for us. Which is a 2017 Coupe in for our single stage enhancement detail. This customer has opted for a wheels off package. So you're gonna see us finally doing a wheels off, bringing them back outside to clean, along with deep interior clean. Like I said, a single stage machine polish. So we're gonna remove up to 70–80% of defects. And then we're gonna use a 3-year ceramic coating. Getting all our tools together to start on the wheels. Well, wheels we're gonna do when we take them off. Once the car's all washed, we'll take it inside, then remove the wheels. But while the car is outside, we're gonna jack it up from each side, clean out and flush out as much of the arch as possible, and give the calipers a good clean. About to jack up the car, we're gonna use a jack pad so we don't damage or ruin the jacking points on all cars that we do. We have designated jack pads for various model cars. So like we said, we're just going to get the car in the air a bit just so we can have better access to the arches, flush them out before we take the car inside. That's it, need this to save the knees. Now we're going to use a few multiple brushes, scrub down the arches. It's a carpet liner, so we'll do our best on it and get the caliper as clean as we can, so when we bring the car inside we can ceramic coat the calipers so they look brand new every time we clean it. So as you saw, we sprayed APC on the engine bay. We let that sit for a bit, we rinsed it off. We applied some more APC, put a layer of Snowfoam. The reason why we've done Snowfoam is so it's kind of an indication as to where we've been. Because as you can see, it's quite a lot here, but the customer hasn't opted for an engine bay clean, but because it's mainly its covers, we're just gonna give it a quick once over. Engine bay is all done. Gonna move on to APCing the car. Just gonna spray more or less the whole car. That way, just helps us to remove any waxes or sealants on the car. Then we'll go on to Snowfoam, get a smaller brush, go around all the nooks and crannies, all the shuts, so that they've all been done. Snowfoam's all rinsed. Now we've removed as much dirt as possible without touching. Now onto the contact wash. We're going to start with the roof, work our way down, and we'll use a separate wash mitt for the lower halves. So we just stopped, we just noticed a bit of roughness here, quite a lot of contamination on the paint. Obviously after we've done the contact wash, we're going to move on to, iron removal, then tar, and then we'll move it inside and get the clay bar out. But as you can hear, Doesn't sound very healthy, but yeah, we'll get rid of that. Car's all washed, now it's been rinsed. We're going to move on to our first stage of decontamination, which is iron removal. So we're going to apply it to the whole vehicle. You'll see the color changing effect, which is like a purpley color. It'll be slowly dripping on the floor, and we'll rinse that down and we'll move on to tar removal. Second part of the decontamination is tar. We just spray the product on, work it in with a cloth. Generally tar's found on the lower half of the car. It's just picked up off the road, which is tarmac. You get a bit of tyre sling sometimes. Just going to pull all that off because obviously when we move it inside we'll move on to clay. But if we can do a chemical decontamination and remove as much as possible, it gives us less work to do later. Moving on to final rinse. Just going to make sure we've got all the chemicals out of all the shuts so nothing drips onto the paint and we leave it behind. So once it's rinsed, we'll towel dry it, blow all the water out of any cracks and crevices, take it inside and move on to clay bar. As you've seen, we just dried the car, used the air blower, got rid of as much water as we can. We are going to just start on the wheels. So I was wondering how to take these off, but got to use this special tool, and what a nightmare, rock solid they are to get off. Moving on to the clay bar process. In the past we have used clay mitts, but as a test we went back to using the clay bar after we used the clay mitt, and the clay bar was actually picking up contamination. So we have since stopped using clay mitts, but we do use it for vehicles that are pretty much new, top-ups for cars that come back for maintenance washes, so it brings all the coatings back to life. But when we're doing enhancement details on used cars, we want to definitely stick to the old traditional clay bar. Before we showed you, this area was contaminated, so you could hear the noise when we were rubbing our hand over it. So yeah, I'm going to give it a clay bar, see what comes off. So we've got the wheel outside, safely removed. We're going to start doing a full deep clean on this before we apply any ceramic coating. We're going to scrub down the tyres. The reason why we do that is to ensure a nice bond when we put a new tyre shine on. That way the tyre shine lasts longer. So yeah, we're going to use a wheel and tyre cleaner, then we'll move on to using iron fallout. Move the wheel back inside. We've already dried it as you saw outside. We're going to move on to preparing the wheel for ceramic coating. So what we actually do first, we'll degrease the tyre. Like we said, do everything we can to strip any old tyre shine, any old grease from when tyres were fitted. because when we put our tyre shine on, it's just going to look so much more better. Then we'll move on to prepping the wheel with a Gyeon prep. That removes any old polishes, not polishes, any residue left behind. And when we put the coating on, it bonds properly. So now the wheel has been ceramic coated, we're going to move on to the caliper. What we do with the caliper is we just use the prep, get to any areas that we missed, and we'll apply the ceramic coating. As you saw guys, we just finished claying the whole vehicle. We are going to move on to the machine polishing stages, but we've just noticed here that there's some polishing residue left behind. That was probably prior to the car coming to us, which looks like it's had some panels painted. So we're going to have to rectify that, but we're going to just go ahead and remove this. Moving on to machine polishing guys, our go-to for this car is this wall pad from Roops and a Roops fine high performance cutting compound. With the clips that we've shown you before, that this driver's side has been painted before, so there is sanding marks and holograms left from the body shop, but that's what we're here for. We are detailers, we are here to rectify problems like this so we can get it back looking back to OEM. On the interior of this S63, first things first, we're going to go for a full deep vacuum. That's pushing down on all the seams of the leather. We'll show you that clip in a bit. Get all the mats vacuumed. The mats need a bit more attention on this car, so we're going to use a drill with a brush attachment just to get into all the fibers, remove any soiling on there. Then we'll go on to a couple stages of leather cleaning, and then we'll move on to the coating of the leathers. As you saw, we just vacuumed the mat. There is some staining on here, just a bit of soil dirt. The customer hasn't actually opted for a wet vacuum, so we're still going to just do a little bit more than what we should do anyway, just because we can't leave the mats going out looking like this. So we're just going to use a bit of a carpet cleaner, fabric cleaner, with a stiff bristle brush, just to get into the fibers of this mat. So here we are, guys, on the final day of this stunning S63 Coupe. Yes, we got it wrong at the beginning, but we live and we learn. But yeah, so here we are. The car's fully ceramic coated. We used XL Detailing's exclusive ceramic coating. We applied this yesterday. We've left it overnight to cure in a controlled environment. No dust, no rain, no moisture. We use our air conditioning unit to get the room to a certain temperature. It's very important to do that so that the ceramic coating bonds to the paint correctly. This is the applicator that we used, just to show you that it's gone rock hard, and that's the crystallized layer that it leaves over the car. On this car, the client opted for wheels off detail. We safely removed all 4 wheels. They're a special locking center cap design. It was a bit of an experience, but we managed to get it done. So we took all 4 wheels outside, used pH neutral wheel cleaners and iron fallout. We gave them a good deep clean on the barrels, the wheel faces and the calipers. Then we used Carbon Collective, which is our go-to ceramic coating for wheels. Applied that to the whole wheel and again to the caliper. Install the wheel back on safely and give it a nice tire shine on top. Here we have it, the finished product of this S63 Coupe. We've done a multiple stage safe wash, we've done decontamination, we've done a single stage machine polish. That's to get rid of all the light swells, lighter scratches. We've done a 2-stage on some areas which had deeper imperfections. This is just bringing this 2017 car back to life. To top it off, we put a ceramic coating on top. That was the XL exclusive ceramic coating. That gives a minimum of 3 years protection, self-cleaning properties, massive hydrophobic properties, and this just makes it easier for the client to maintain and wash for years to come. We also done our wheels off, which we mentioned before, and a deep interior clean to make it feel like a brand new car once again. That's it. We hope you enjoyed this vlog. If there's anything else that you would like us to do or see in the coming future, it is a bit difficult with lockdown currently, but it looks like we're coming out of it. So yeah, we would like to do more for you guys. And also, if you want to see any behind the scenes and what we get up to during the week, we'll leave the link below for our Instagram page. Give us a follow and we appreciate your support. Thank you all.